Hey Flosstube, how is everybody? Hope you're all doing well. I'm doing well. Today is March the 19th. So yes, I'm right on time, right on track. Today's 4 weeks since the last one that I filmed. So back into a bit of a routine now. Kids are all back at uni and school and all that business. Holidays are all over, unfortunately, but yeah, getting back into the swing of it. I have been working 60-hour weeks, so Flosstube, I just have not had time to watch Flosstube, so I have so much catching up to do on Flosstube. So to everybody out there that I love to watch, I'm so sorry I've not been watching lately, but I've just been so busy, and stitching just has to go to the top of the list in spare time, and if I get time to do other things, well, so be it, but I just haven't had time to do anything else, and I haven't done a whole lot of stitching, but it looks like I have, but just the patterns that I'm doing at the moment seem to stitch up fairly quickly, so which is good because I do have some progress to show you on my two whips. Now, what else did I want to tell you? Oh, just quickly, I'm not really going to rant because that's not my nature. But I do want to just fill you in on, I had a little drama a few weeks ago. I mentioned, I think, it was back a few videos, I think I mentioned that I got a new car, a brand new car, back in October last year. And it's a Mazda Cx-5. I was in love with it. I'm not really a car person, but this car was so exciting for me to get a brand new car and to be able to afford to do that these days because the kids are all grown up now, so got jobs of their own. So yeah, I was able to buy a new car and absolutely in love with my car. My son came in and woke us up about 3 weeks ago on an early Tuesday morning. He leaves for work at 4:30. And he came in and woke my husband and I up and said, Mum's car's gone. Mum's car was in the driveway and Mum's car was gone. So we bolted out of bed and raced downstairs, and yeah, my car was gone, so it was stolen. We checked all the doors, everything was locked. We couldn't figure out how this person had got in, but they had to have got into the house to get the keys. So after walking around in a bit of a daze, we realised that we have a box that hangs just inside the front door that we hang all of the second sets of keys in, just in case, you know, we always know where the second set is then. And young fella had broken in. He'd come in through the back window. Our kitchen window was unlocked. It's not normally unlocked. No one knows who unlocked it or whatever, but it was unlocked. So he had actually climbed in through our back kitchen window, and I do have a black Labrador who sits just outside that window every night, and she probably licked him to death. She's not any kind of watchdog, but we didn't hear her bark or anything, so he's probably patted her and she probably licked him to death. But anyway, that was how he got in, and he had taken every spare set of keys that he could find. So all my kids' cars' second sets of keys were gone. He'd taken my husband's wallet, his phone, his keys, which had a house key on it. So it was all a little bit, yeah, confronting to know someone's been in your home when you've all been in bed asleep. And we do have an upstairs, downstairs, so we were all upstairs asleep. I'm extremely glad that we didn't wake up because my son and my husband probably would have killed him if they'd got a hold of him. So I'm glad that they didn't wake up. Yeah, so anyway, he took my car and we called the police, and the police came really quickly. They were here in 10 or 15 minutes and had a look around and found a nice big handprint on the kitchen window. Unfortunately, he had gloves on, so they couldn't get any fingerprints off it. But yeah, nice big dirty handprint on my back, which was made me feel a little bit ill. But anyway, we got a call. That was at 4:30 when we got up. We got a call at about 7:30 that morning, a few hours later, to say that they had found my car on the freeway, which is probably about an hour from where we live, that he was heading to Sydney, which is 2 hours drive along that freeway. So he had crashed my car. Yeah, crashed my brand new car. I think it had about 4,000 kilometres on it. So he crashed it on the freeway, and then we got a call probably another 15, 20 minutes later to say that they had seen a young guy walking along the freeway about 3 kilometres from where my car was, and they thought, that was a bit, suspicious. So they went after him to have a little chat, and when they got very close to him, he took off into the bush, and they had to chase him, and they eventually caught him, which was awesome. So they caught him, and he's got a lot of charges, facing a lot of charges. He'd used my husband's credit card at a servo, at a gas station, I guess you guys probably call them, and he'd put petrol in it because I knew it didn't have much fuel in it, so he wouldn't get far. So he had used our card. So they have CCTV footage of him. He had also smoked in the car and put the butts out in the car, didn't throw them out the window, he actually put them out in my nice brand new car, and they have his DNA from those. When they caught him, he also had my husband's credit card shoved down his pants, and the license plate off my car, he'd ripped that off the back of my car, so he had that shoved down his pants. He wasn't a very smart criminal, but anyway. So they caught him, and he's facing court, and I think about 5 charges. I'm not even sure. I really don't care. I just was gutted about my car. So basically, I have no car. I haven't had a car now for 3 weeks. My insurance company very nicely has given me a hire car, and it looks like I've just heard in the last few days that they are going to write my car off, which sounds really tragic, but I'm very excited that they're writing my car off because I didn't want it back. It was brand new, and I didn't want a smashed up car that was fixed. I didn't want that back. So it looks like they're going to give me another brand new car, which is lovely, but it's more just the inconvenience, of not having a car, and just of the fact that he ruined a perfectly beautiful car that's never going to be the same. I do have some pictures that I thought you might be interested to see. This was my beautiful Mazda when I picked it up. They had a lovely red bow on it. It's a beautiful car, and I'll show you what it looks like now. I do have lots of photos, but I'll just give you an idea of what he's done to it. The whole front's been ripped off it, and every panel just about is smashed because he just must have crashed into trees. I don't really know what actually happened, but yeah, that's my beautiful car now. I think more than anything, I really just wanted to mention it to just remind you guys, be careful out there and make sure that everything is locked up like Fort Knox. I mean, we're pretty good. We do, make sure everything's locked before we go to bed. It just so happened that window has probably been opened at some point, and yeah, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, be careful, guys, and lock up things because, that car was really, really special to me, and yeah, it was a bit sad. But anyway, that's how it goes. On a happy note. So let's look at some stuff. What have we got today, guys? We have whips. We have, I'm going to talk about a couple of sales that I'm going to get involved in and ask you a couple of questions because, hey, because I can. It wouldn't be a video of mine if I didn't ask you guys a question, would it? That wouldn't be, it just wouldn't feel right. So anyway, I do have a couple of questions. So I might start with my whips. This is probably going to be a pretty short video because, like I said, I've been working 60-hour weeks. I've just not done anything. I've got so much I need to do. I need to really sort my cross stitch out. It's gotten into a bit of a state. I'm chucking shit everywhere, and things are just really unorganised, which I hate. But it's like every time I get a little bit of time to stitch, I want to stitch because I'm not getting much time to stitch, and I've just kind of thought, oh, look, I'll leave that till all this overtime I've been doing could stop at any time. I have no idea how long I can do it for, and it's really good money, so I'm trying to just do that, stitch when I can, and I'll worry about cleaning up my shit when I get some time to do that. So things are in a bit of a state. But anyway, so here's Smith's sampler. Now, I still haven't fixed my white dilemma because, like I said, every time I get time, I just stitch. I haven't been online. I haven't looked at any other threads, or haven't really thought about it too much at all. I think I'm kind of leaning at the moment. Here she is. I'm kind of leaning at the moment to maybe like a something similar to ecru. I'm thinking that might work fairly well. And blend in fairly nicely, but I would like to find something that's an ecru colour in the silk threads, because this is all silk threads, so I would really like to keep that going if I can. So I did get, now I have done something here that I do want to show you, and I'll just take the, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this, but in the original pattern here, yeah, you're probably not going to be able to see that, but here, can you see the word Smith? The letters in here say Smith. There you go. You should be able to see that okay. And hence why it's called Smith Sampler, because they don't know anything about the person that stitched this. The only, you know, thing that they know is that their last name was Smith. So I did decide that I would personalise it a little bit, and the main reason I decided to do it was because our last name is Craig, our family name, and it had 5 letters as well, so I didn't really have to do a whole lot, but I just changed it to Craig and thought, yeah, because I could, why not? And the lettering's really terrible. It's nothing like the Smith was, but I just had to, I don't know what it is, but when I go and change something like that, I don't chart it up on graph paper or anything. I just kind of stitch, and if it looks right, it looks right. If it doesn't, I pull it out and I kind of go, I'll try this, and I don't sit and take the time and really think about it. If I'm ever going to change anything, I tend to just roll with it and stitch as I go and see how it turns out. So it doesn't really look like old-fashioned writing or anything, but hey, I know what it says. You can read it. It'll do me. I get a bit half-assed with that kind of thing because I just don't want to take the time because I'd rather be stitching. That's pretty much what I think it is. But either that or I'm just downright lazy. But anyway. Now, yeah, so I am leaning towards, for these bits where the white has to go, you know, in here, on the tops here. Yeah, you can see it really just where I've stitched it over on this side. You can just see the white there. So I am going to pull that out. But yeah, I think some sort of silk thread, but maybe in kind of a beigey colour, I'm thinking. And if I can get something that's variegated, that's got a bit of white in it, maybe that will work. But oh, love this, love stitching it. It's beautiful. And the fabric, it's like I said, this linen and the silk threads are so beautiful to work on. I really love this. I really enjoy stitching on this and stitching with silks. I really, really love them. So if you haven't tried those yet, yeah, strongly suggest that you give that a go, because this is beautiful and the fabric's beautiful, and you can't see the colour in it, but it does have like a really, yeah, I don't know, you just can't see it. It just looks white or off-white, but it does have some darker sort of colour through it. But yeah, that's where I'm at with that. So I did get, I think I got this one here, I got that done, and this one done over here, and the 2 little, I think they're cats or dogs, I'm not sure, dogs maybe, I don't know. But anyway, I got all that done, and I've now come back down to this side, and I've started doing my border down there, and then I'll do the next panel across. So yeah, that's coming along really well, and it does stitch up fairly quickly. I spent 2 weeks on that, so yeah, happy with that. Happy with how that's going. It's looking really lovely. Yeah, only got the 2 whips, guys, at the moment. I am maybe going to have to extend that shortly. I'll explain that soon, but yeah, I'm a little bit, so now I'm coming down and I'm going to start this panel here. That'll be the next panel that I do. And there's quite a bit of white on that tail on that bird, which is really concerning me, that the ecru-ish kind of colour might not work. I don't know. But for the moment, I'm just ignoring the fact that I have an issue with it. That problem just doesn't exist right now for me. It's just... I'm just ignoring it and I'm just stitching and leaving the white out as I go. I'll worry about it later. I don't know. I think maybe I'm just kind of hoping that some idea is just going to magically appear and fix it. So I don't know. Anyway. Okay, number 2 whip is my, this one here, Tree of Hope. Sorry, I don't have a better picture. That's the only one I have. Yeah, so it's... what do I want to say about this? It stitches up really, really fast. Really fast. That tree, it's a lot of blocks of colour, so it really stitches up quickly. Really surprised at how much I've actually gotten done for how much time I've spent on it. I really haven't spent a lot of time on it because, like I said, I'm working so much. But when I show you, it's going to look like I've done a lot, but I really haven't had a lot of time. So I've stitched on this for the past 2 weeks. And it's amazing. The amount of work I got done is amazing. So, surprised even me. Yeah, so really enjoying it. The only thing I've got to say that's bad about it is the called for fabric that I explained in the last video is a natural linen. Oh my gosh, it's a nightmare to work on. I really don't like it. The only reason I've stuck with it, this is what I've done, the only reason I've stuck with it is because of the colour of it. I wanted this look. I'd seen it stitched up. I explained that to you guys. So I really wanted the look. I wanted it to look like it did, you know, what I saw in the shop. I saw it stitched up. So I've persevered with it, but oh my gosh, I can't even, it's just, I can't explain it. Most of you have probably seen it and worked on it, maybe even. It's just coarse. It's really, really stiff and coarse, and it's really not nice. And, you know, the silks do glide through fairly well. The silks are not too bad to stitch on it, but it's just not nice fabric to stitch on at all. So if you are considering doing this piece, I'm not going to tell you don't use it because, hey, it's up to you. It's up to the individual, but just maybe, yeah, think about that and whether that will be an issue for you. I certainly wouldn't change it. Even if I could start again, I wouldn't change it because, like I said, I love the way it looks on this fabric. It's got like a natural look to it, and you're not going to maybe get that if you change the fabric. So that's something that you'd need to consider. But I've done, in 2 weeks, I've done, I think I was up here somewhere. So I've done all of this, all of that in 2 weeks. And I've hardly stitched on it. And then yesterday I worked on Saturday all day and I came home in the afternoon after work and I finished a little bit I had to do down here. And then then Saturday night I did a little bit of her arm here, and I think I might have done her face down there. But all the rest of that, I stitched that all yesterday, all day. I got up, I did washing, I sat back down and stitched for a bit. I got up, did something else, sat down and stitched for a bit. That's how I try to work. I don't, I'm not one to say, oh, I have to get all my work done and then I'll stitch and then just stitch for hours. I don't do that. I tend to break it. So I'll stitch for an hour, then I'll get up and I'll go and throw on a load of washing, or I'll bring in some washing, or I'll clean something for, you know, 15-20 minutes, and then I'll go back and I'll sit for another hour. And I do that over the course of the day. For me, I hate housework. I've mentioned that before. So that just helps me to break up my day so I don't feel like I'm either slaving away doing housework when all I want to be doing is stitching, or I'm stitching when I should be doing housework. So I tend to try to break it in intervals throughout the day so I don't feel like I'm constantly slugging away at the housework, and it works for me. It just works for me. That's how I do things. So over the course of the day, I got her done. pretty much, which I was pretty happy with in one day, I think, and considering I worked as well. Now, I do have a question about this, and I'm really hoping that I can actually show you what I'm trying to show you. And it's to do with fractional stitches. Now, I've done fractional stitches before. I'm not going to be able to get it close enough on here for you to be able to see, but you can see where her skin changes from her skin to her dress there, just here. There's fractional stitches in here, and I'm going to try and show you, because there's also back stitching that's got to go, you know, that makes it a nice direct cut line. So I'm just going to try and show you on the graph here that I don't know whether you're going to be able to see it. I know I'm showing you a little bit of the graph, but it's a tiny little piece. You can't do a whole pattern off this tiny little piece. So just down, where are we, here, I don't know if you can see, but over this side here, I am going to show you I've drawn it, but over this side, see that line, that direct backstitch line there? Now, either side of that line is a quarter of the square, and there's a colour in each one. So I'm just going to show you here. I've drawn a little diagram for you. Hopefully you can understand it, because I'm not the best drawer, but anyway. This is my little graph here. Now, up here this is just for anyone that's maybe learning, who wants to get a bit of a lesson out of this. Hopefully it might help you. This is stitched 2 over 2, so over 2 holes. So that's a normal cross up here, okay? Now here, on this first, oh gosh, here we go, backwards. On this first square here, I've drawn three diagonal crosses that would normally be a full cross. Now what I've got to do, the symbols I've drawn on here aren't the same as what's on the pattern, for anyone that's got the pattern. I'm just trying to get an idea of what you guys do in this situation. I've done fractional stitches before. I understand quarter, 3/4. I understand that. But what I've done is I'm going to draw it with my pen here. I've done where the symbol sits down here. Oh God, sorry guys. Where the symbol is down here, that's a quarter stitch. It just shows it in the bottom corner of the square, okay? So what I've done is in that colour, I've done the quarter stitch like that, okay? And then in the top corner is another colour. Let's do another colour. Which is this way, okay? Now that's all I've done. That's the only stitch I've put in it. Now this is 32 count fabric, so that stitch is really, really tiny, right? It's really tiny. You can hardly see it. And then running straight through the middle is your back stitch. Now what my question is do you guys just do that and then put your back stitch straight through the middle? Now I know you can't see it on here because it's just too hard, but because see this, can I get it close enough? It's probably not going to focus. But all I have left to do now here, running up there, is just put in the back stitch. To me it still looks like it's a bit gappy. Maybe it will look better once I put the stitching in. You can't see the little tiny stitches, but they are there. And I think it'll be okay. But it just seems like there's a fair bit of a gap there. So my question is, in that situation, would I be better off to do a 3/4 on both of them? I've seen that before. I've seen people do it I've watched some tutorials, and I've seen people will do it this way, where if they have a symbol down here, what they will actually do is do this, right, as well. And then with the other colour, they will do this. So they're actually doing a 3/4 stitch. And then they will run their back stitch over the top of that. Am I making sense? Sorry if I'm not. But do you see what I'm saying? That will fill that gap a little bit more, and I'm wondering if that's a better way to do it. I don't know. And I'd just like your opinions on what you guys do in that situation. Do you just leave it and just do the little line as a quarter stitch and then run your back stitch through it? Because the back stitch is kind of going to cover this, but maybe it will just make it look a little bit fuller. I hope I'm making sense. I hope I am, because what I've done is I've just continued along down on the diagonal like that on both sides, like this. And I've just done that, and then that dark line running right through the center from down here all the way up is my back stitch line. And that's all I've done. I don't know. Maybe I should just try both and see what works better. But like I said, I'm lazy. So, you know, maybe you guys can tell me what you think. I hate trying stuff and then having to pull it out. I hate it. It drives me mental. I just want to stitch and get it done. But anyway, I just thought I would see what you guys do. So you could probably just respond in the comments and either with a suggestion or how you do it, and just say to me, "Nah, I only do quarter like you've done," or say to me, "I would do 3/4," and I'll know what you mean. I'll know what you mean. But for those of you out there that haven't done fractional stitches before, that's pretty much how you do it, where the symbol is just in the bottom corner there. You're just going to put that line there. As far as I know, that's a quarter stitch. That's a quarter of your cross. You can see it up here. So one of these lines into the center dot is your quarter. I don't know. It doesn't tell me on the chart. It's just got a symbol there and a symbol there. That's all it's got. And then a back stitch line running straight through the middle. So I would assume that I would do it this way. I don't know. Just what do you think? Basically, it's not that I don't know how to do them. I've done them plenty of times over the years, but I just wanted to see what you guys do, basically. So I hope that made sense. Sorry if it didn't. But yeah, because I just feel like that gap is quite big. See, down the other side, just to give you an example, that side is, hang on, this might help to explain it. Just let me fold up this really stiff fabric because it's so stiff. This side here is the quarter stitches, whereas this side is whole stitches. You can see that there's a difference there. One side looks more closed up than the other because this other side, like I just said, they're full stitches. This side I've done the quarter stitches. So you can see the difference. You can definitely see that there, I'm sure. So is that enough? And do I just run a back stitch straight through there now, or do you guys think maybe try the 3/4 stitch to fill it up a little bit more? I'm not sure. So yeah, I'd like to know what you think on that one. But yeah, really enjoying this, loving it. It stitches so quick. It stitches up really, really quickly. Really quick. So if you like the tree, I did put a photo of the tree up on, excuse me, on TLC Stitches on my Instagram if you want to go and have a bit closer look at it, because it's really, really pretty. The colours are beautiful. Really, really beautiful. And I'm really excited to do the beading, but yeah, I mentioned last time I'm waiting till I've finished the whole thing. I'm stitching the whole thing before I touch the beads, but I'm so excited to do the beads because I think the beads are going to really make it fabulous. Okay, that's that done. What are we at? Oh, we're at half an hour. I'm doing okay. It's not going to be as short as I thought. Now, I do have one quick thing to tell you. I showed you these in the last video, which were the Nora Corbett Mirabilias from the retreat. Upside down, Miss Jane. From the retreat that they gave us as a gift. And one of them, I did tell you all their names. It's in the last video if you want to go and have a look. But one of them didn't have a name, and that was this one. Now, her name is, where did I write that? Witchy Woman and Paula both let me know. Thanks, girls. They both sent me a comment and let me know what. I think one of them had just bought it, so it's still available, I think. But they let me know the name of her, and her name is Angel of the New Dawn, just in case you're interested and you wanted to know what she was called, because I knew what all the others were called. They're all in my last video, but I didn't know her name. There was no name on the back. It just said that. So, yeah, they let me know that that was her name, Angel of the Dawn, if you're interested in stitching her. Okay, that's that. Now, sals. I've never done a sal, and I mentioned a few months ago that I'd bought a pattern and that I thought it might be a good one to do a sal with. And Amber, hey Amber, Amber let me know that she would love to do this sal with me. So we're going to do this sal, and we're looking at starting sometime in April. I think we thought, didn't we, Amber? Sometime in April. So I'll just show the pattern again. There's 3 parts to it. Part 1 is, what's it called? The 13th Colony by the Bay Needle Art. This is part 1. Now, for those of you that watch me, and I mentioned when I showed this, it's not something that I would ever stitch. It's really not. I'm not even sure why I love it, but I really, really love it. I don't know, maybe the colours, but to me, brown frame, nah, white. This should be so in a white frame, so I'm going to put it in a white frame. Now, I'll just show you the other 2. This one's part 2. I love it. I just love it. I don't know why, but I just love it. That's part 2, and this is part 3. I think it might have something to do with the trees, because they remind me of Dr. Seuss, and I love Dr. Seuss as a kid. I loved reading Dr. Seuss books, so maybe it's that. These trees remind me a bit of Dr. Seuss, don't you think? These trees? Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, we're going to do this sal. Now, my original plan, when I first showed you guys this, was to do, I had seen somebody who I cannot remember who it was. Somebody even let me know who it was, and I've forgotten again. Oh, I can't think, so you could go and have a look. They might put it in the comments again. I think it might have been Bendy Stitch. She let me know who it was. She's all over that. She remembers everyone's name. She knows who you all are out there in Flosstube world. But she did let me know who had actually stitch this, and what they did was they joined them all together. It's possible to do that. You can stitch them all and join them all together into one big piece, which was my plan. But when I looked at the design size, because I just had to order the fabric for it, and when I looked at the design size, each one of these is 12 by 8 inches. And that says design is approximately 12 by 8. So I'm assuming the cross stitch itself is 12 by 8. And if it is, that means that this would end up being 36 inches long. And I kind of went, oh, holy moly, I don't really think I want something that's 36 inches long. And I'm doing what it says, which is 32 count. So I don't want to end up with something that's this massive thing. So I am going to stitch them individually and frame them individually now. I've changed my mind. So that is done on Star Sapphire linen. So Amber, I have ordered my piece of linen from so-and-so in the UK, and I'm hoping that it will be here in probably maybe, when did I order it? Last week sometime. Probably in the next week or 2 I should have that. And then I will contact you, and we can hopefully get a start date sometime in April to start this. Now, if there's anybody out there that would like to join in and would like to stitch this with us, if you let me know in the comments, let me know roughly how long you think it'll take if you don't have the stuff and you want some time to get it. We'll wait for you, won't we, Amber? We will wait. We're not in any hurry. So, yeah, if anyone wants to join in, we're starting that sometime in April. So that will give you some time to get your fabric and all that kind of thing. So it's Star Sapphire linen 32 count. It's a really pretty colour. All the sites I've been on trying to find the fabric looks green. So I don't know, Amber, maybe you can enlighten me on that. But it looks a little bit green. It's a pretty colour. Don't get me wrong, I love it. So either way, if it looks like this or it looks a bit green, I don't think it'll bother me. I think it'll be very, very pretty. And I think in 3 separate frames, white frames, this will be a stunning piece. Especially, I'm thinking maybe I might give this to my mum to hang up at the bay where we go for holidays. I think it would look really cool in her van there, because it's similar colours to what she has there. And I think it would just be really nice to have hanging on the wall, because it's a holiday, gives you that holiday feel, doesn't it? I think. So yeah, starting that sometime in April. Anyone that wants to join in, let me know. That's that one. Then I have, oh, I did have a question about beading. Now I haven't, I've beaded on Mill Hill kits. I've been practicing on those just to make sure that I knew what I was doing. And what did I use? On the Mill Hill kits, I just used the thread, the coloured thread that it suggested to use it with. But I've heard about, is it Nymo? Nymo, and it's an invisible thread, and I've heard it's really good. And I think I would really prefer to use that on my Mirabilias. I think I don't want to see any colour thread, whether it's white or it blends in. I don't really care. I don't want to see it. There's a lot of, you're not going to be able to see, but for instance, where the bird's tail is there, it sort of comes, it swoops out, and it's out on its own where there's nothing. It's just beads. And I don't want to have thread showing. So I really would like to give the invisible thread a go. So if you have used Nymo and you know it's really good, could you just let me know? Because yeah, I think I might try that. Or if you've used some other brand of invisible thread that's really good that you could suggest to me, because I think I might go down that path. I think I might try the invisible thread, because I think that might be really good. I don't want to see thread colour. I don't want to see anything like that. One last quick thing and I'm done, guys, at 37 minutes. Oh, some of you are going to be disappointed. You like the long ones. Not today. I just haven't been doing anything except a bit of stitching. That's all I've done. So here we go. This one. Now, I showed her in my last video. She's called Enchanted Mermaid, and she's by Mirabilia, by Nora Corbett. Now, after the retreat, and I saw her at the retreat, and there's some video of her in my last video if you want to go and have a look at her stitched up. She's to die for. She's so blingy and sparkly, and I love her colours because I love blue and grey and those sorts of colours. So I'm stitching her. Now at the retreat we decided that Belinda, who does Flosstube as well, and Itch to Cross Stitch, that's Belinda's Flosstube and her Instagram. It's her birthday in June, and if you go check out her Instagram, she has a picture of this kitted up on there and the date that we're going to start it, and we're going to do it as a sal. So there's a whole heap of us Aussie Flosstubers that were there. We all decided that we're going to do the sal together, and I believe on her Instagram, the only reason I'm mentioning it on here is that on her Instagram she's inviting anybody else that would like to join in, because she's just a lovely lady. So if you're interested in joining us, we're going to be starting this, I think it was the 6th of June, I think, which is Belinda's birthday. So just jump on her Instagram and Itch to Cross Stitch or her Flosstube, and I'm sure you'll be able to find the details. But yeah, that's what we're going to do for her birthday. We all fell in love with this design, and if we didn't already have it, we bought it while we were there. So we're all going to stitch this together, and I think it'll be a lot of fun. And I think these girls are all really lovely, lovely girls, lovely girls. And I think it'll be nice to have that support as well, and people to talk to about what you're doing. And there's no race. We're not all rushing to finish it or anything like that. It's just a way to have a bit of fun with our stitching and include some lovely people while we're doing it. So yeah, if anyone's interested, we're starting that on, I've just ordered some fabric that I'm hoping is going to work for this from so-and-so. It's coming with my other fabric. So it's like a light grey. It's so hard to order online. You guys all know I struggle so much with it. But I'm hoping that it's going to work for this. So yeah, and then I'll start kitting up all the threads and that once I've got the fabric. I need to get my fabric sorted first because I can't get my head around anything until I get the fabric right. So yeah, I'll hopefully have that in the next week or two, and then I can start kitting her up. So if I don't have Tree of Hope and Smith sampler finished soon, which isn't really likely, I'm probably going to end up with 3 whips. I'm going to have to throw this one in the mix because we're going to start that, and I'm going to end up with 3 whips, which scares me a little bit, but I can do it. I know I can do it. I know you're all looking at me with your 17 whips going, what's your problem? I just need to get progress. If I don't see it, it really bugs me. It really bugs me. So yeah, having all these things going at once scares the crap out of me. But anyway, okay guys, I'm done. How quick was that today? That even felt quick. Now, I'm just going to continue to work on those 2 pieces in between my 60-hour weeks. Hopefully the next time you see me, I'll have another car. That would be great. Another new car. Which is kind of exciting, but I hadn't even really gotten over the newness of the old one. I hadn't had it long enough. I was really enjoying it still. And it still even had the new car smell. It had the new car smell even after 3 months. I was really looking after it. And Anyway, stuff happens, doesn't it? You just got to roll with it, don't you? Keep smiling. That's my motto. All right, so I shall be back again in 4 weeks. Don't forget about my little questions. If anyone can help me, that would be awesome. Really appreciate all your help. I nearly didn't do one today because I kind of thought I really don't have much to talk about. I've only got my whip progress, and then there you go. I start yakking and it blah, 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 and out it all comes. So I've ended up with 42 minutes, so I'm happy with that. But yeah, I think the reason I ended up deciding to do it was because I get comments every video from the same people. You know what I mean? Like, I've got to know some people really well, and I think they just whack up their little comment, love to see your videos pop up, or they'll say, it was lovely to see you again, and blah, 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 and they'll, you know, I don't truly think that anyone can understand, unless you're a floss tuber, what those people mean to me. So when I was umming and ahhing this morning about, should I do one or just wait because I really don't have much, I'm doing it for you guys. I truly am, because, you know, thank you so much to see your comments every month. Every month your names are there. Every time. And that just is so special to me and really, really means a lot to me. And I really appreciate it. So, yeah, that's you guys. That's why this video is up today. It's for you guys because you're supportive, and I didn't want to let you guys down. I wanted to make sure that my video was up for you guys. So... because even though I don't have much to say, I know you guys will be waiting for it, and yeah, that means the world to me, so thank you so much. Now it's 36 degrees today, stinking hot. Yesterday was 39. That's really unusual for March. We never usually get up around 30ish, maybe just 30 at this time of the year, so 39 is like 104 or 100, maybe 100 degrees Fahrenheit, something like that. It's nuts. It's really hot. So I'll be staying inside today. Might do some more stitching. It's my day off, so I'm really going to enjoy it because, man, at the moment, I'm just logging my guts out at work. So we're way, way behind, and they've got us doing a lot of overtime. So I'm going to enjoy my day in the nice, cool air conditioning and do some more stitching. So take care, guys, and I'll see you again in 4 weeks. Stay safe, everybody. Lock your doors. Lock your windows. I'm going to leave you with that. Take care. Bye for now.